Well, if you haven't driven a Mustang around the Nordschleife, I recommend. It's free content on iRacing. Here I am in pole position, not because I qualified. I actually signed up for this race with no practice, just jumped into it. Whoa, we see a car stepping out in the background. There's only about 7 of us in the Mustang. A couple guys started from the pit lane, but it is a mixed race. We have some MX-5s in here, a whole beehive of them. See 2 cars starting from the pit lane. They didn't want to get involved in turn 1 incidents. There's also a lone Jetta and Solstice, and there's a Mustang in the pit lane. These MX-5s look like so much fun, and I've raced them around the ring. It's madness. You can go side by side pretty much everywhere because they're tiny, nimble, and to be honest, quite controllable. So here's just a sample of a Mr. Bean car having a good time. Farther back, we have one guy making a mistake. There were a lot in this race. Oh, he almost had it. Blows up his hood on impact. And then, oh, smacked from behind with a rear ender. This is classic target fixation. Just watch it from the dash camera. He just doesn't know what to do. Runs right into the back of him. Happens to the best of us. Meanwhile, we've got a Red Bull. This is for podium at this stage, I think. Totally getting it wrong. And then a little later in their race, here's a guy spilling out a carousel. There were about maybe a dozen retirements from this. Here's some more MX-5 action. I think this is the 2nd lap. Now, I won't spoil it too much, but Liquid Molly here would end up in the final battle for the win. But in order to get to the finish line, you have to survive the race. Unlike that guy. Meanwhile, me and Tim were the two. It was a 2 Stang battle. This is the completion of the first lap. Heading down the back straight. Just didn't quite have the speed to catch me. All the other Mustangs basically crashed out. So it was just a 2 Stang race. Starting the 2nd lap here. I'm in front. Ooh. Somehow I keep the car on the road. That's at 100 miles an hour. We were pushing as fast as we could go. Look at this. He's sliding. I'm in the grass on the exit of the jump. Here we are doing the climb. Backside of the track. This is 4th gear all the way up. Maybe 5th if you're in the slipstream. He chooses to sit back. I'm trying to exploit all parts of the track, but I drift it wide. I come back across because I need to make this right-hander. It disrupts his viewing line, so he actually misses that, ends up in the grass. No malicious intent there on my behalf. But he hooks up this heading into carousel. He did that every lap. Brilliant line, good throttle application. Here is what would be 3rd place, getting lost on the track. Forgot where he was, blows up his engine on impact. Anyway, Here's the completion of the second lap. The Tim Hortons black car here, he is so much better under the braking. He has way more confidence. I thought he was going to send it here. That's one of the best passing opportunities on this track. Even if it is turn one, it's still a great place to do it. I am using all parts of this track. I mean, we're on the last lap. This is only a 3-lap race. We are both pushing super hard. You can see that his racing line, he prefers to square up the car, not use the bumpers. As you guys know, I mean, I did the 24 hours of Nürburgring. I'm very comfortable around this track. Whoa, and then Tim just throws it in here. From my wing camera, you can see him eat up that inside apex, hook up that rear. Really great drive out of that. I make a mistake there on my line. I miss the inside apex. Instead of getting on the brake, I use a downshift. Doesn't unsettle the car as much. This would be a great example of his superior braking. We are going up a hill, top speed. My line is terrible through there. He's so much faster. Switching to his onboard just as some rubber flicks up onto the windshield. Rewind that back if you missed it. This is a dogfight. Look at the patience required through the 3 right-handers. Another example of me sliding with the power on, Tim lining it up before giving it the full juice. If I make any mistake, he's got the win. Again, he's better on the brakes, got a good exit. I think this was another mistake. He shouldn't have pulled out of the slipstream so soon. This car is not aerodynamic. He could have made it to that apex before me, but he pulled out of the slipstream too soon and it killed the speed. Coming up here, it's just too fast. I mean, he's hunting, but going side by side now is it's just too quick. The margins are too tight. And I'm willing to use all of the track. Look at the drive he gets out of there heading up to Carousel. heading at a carousel. Watch this. He catches neutral. So I think Homeboy here is using a gear shift, an actual clutch and gear shift. So more power to this guy. Here's my onboard, my favorite section of the track. My rhythm is good, the car feels good, no damage. But for some reason I got into my own head right about here. And I was thinking, okay, after this drop, this big right-hander, what am I going to do? Instead of just being in the moment, I tried to premeditate it, and I screwed up. I do one of my patent-pending panic downshifts. Here we can see me crash on the front end. I should be on throttle to help steer the car. Somehow Timmy doesn't hit me. Yeah, you can hear his brilliant throttle control and line, doing everything he can to be ready to dodge me if I spin across the track. But there we go. Just a few more turns left. Then we have the back stretch, and I just got to nail this exit as best as I can. Carry as much speed. Cheating to the grass on the left. Hooking up that right side apex so that I can throttle all the way. And we see Timmy make a mistake there. He's not using the full track. So heading down the back stretch, I'm going to have an opportunity here. I go to the right, then his left. He wasn't defending this, so the deke didn't matter, but it did show I'm serious about trying to get a pass done. He tucks back in. This is where he's strong, heading into this braking zone. Switching to his dash camera. Whoa! I don't know how he doesn't hit me. And then a little love tap across the line. I get the win somehow, some way. Wow. I know what you're thinking. How did the MX-5s finish? Well, here we go. Here's first and second. Liquid Molly. They're going to go side by side. No, he tucks back in. Sliding around. Wow, great racing from these two. So there's your first, second, and here's the battle for the final step on the podium. This gang, they've been battling all race, a little bit of contact. Wow. Well, there you go. What a race around Nordschleife. Good battle here, the MX-5s. A great battle in the Stang. Shout out to Timmy's.